How I do.
Let's get cracking!
Welcome everybody to a crazy and hectic day of Dota 2, and I am here for my final series of the day, so I'm excited about this one, especially when I found out who the team's going to be playing in this game. It's Na'Vi versus Team Empire, the D2CL 2-game series. For all the details of the tournament, go to d2cl.com, and for now, into the draft we had. Dire Side will belong to Na'Vi for this game. Radiant Side will belong to Team Empire as we kick into Lycan versus and faces Void ban out, and Crop as well as Tinker being removed. So very, very focused kind of ban. Stenny, I think, has been playing, I don't say exclusively, but a hell of a lot of Crop as well as Tinker, while the Void and the Lycan are just obvious bans to go up against Team Empire. The Lycan's actually been, Resolution is an amazing player for that. Silence as well. I might wonder if they look towards that Wisp ban out too, considering Silence a pretty mean player with a gyrocopter when you have that Wisp behind him, played by, well, solo, normally. So now we go with the Doombringer and the Mirana. So Horvorse plays a hell of a lot of Mirana. We saw when Na'Vi first came up with this roster, it was all about the VS as well as Mirana arrow combination. The Doombringer normally into the hands of Funnick, but Vorst has played it in the past. So that's also a possibility. As far as Team Empire goes, the Batrider is already selected, so one of Mag's signature heroes, he gets this one out of the way very early on. And then a Razor will appear. So this is going to be Resolution's hero. I would highly doubt it ever gets into the hands of Silent. So it'll be a Razor in the middle lane. And as far as the heroes he's going up against, he's very comfortable with this. So a Doombringer and a Mirana. There's very few heroes which feel really comfortable up against a Razor in the middle lane. I know I just got myself out of casting a game of Razor with TZ playing that one. So if you have just tuned in and you did see me over there, and now you see me over here, it's amazing. We're playing musical streams tonight. Camp's over on Joy Dota Blue. We got Shiva. Camp's over on Joy Dota Red. Shiva's over on Joy Dota Blue. And I'm sitting over here on our D2CL Dailymotion channel. 3 JD streams, all live for your viewing pleasure. And a lot of big games too, between ESL as well as D2CL. JD's got their hands full. So, how's our other heroes looking? Quap and Puck being banned out by Team Empire. So taking out the heroes which Dendy would feel comfortable playing up against the Razor. The Puck able to, well, with Dendy you can actually evade a lot of the attacks of the Razor, and it's an escape mechanism. Not instant, because obviously you have to Dream Call, orb yourself away to safety. The Queen of Pain also not instant, but you do have that blink away. And yeah, there it is. The Wisp ban out, as well as the Ancient Apparition, both have been really exploited by Team Empire over the course of the last 2 weeks. So no surprise whatsoever that Na'Vi would be looking to take them out. They have to know what they're going to be picking up next, however, as they got the Doombringer and Mirana. We can start to see our lanes, see if that's actually going to be a support Mirana. Technically, you could also see Dendy play that in the mid solo, while a little bit more uncommon. It is a potential pickup. Mainly because you got the leap away from the static link. That's would be one of the reasons why you could put him there. Unless you're going to try and run a dual lane in the mid. That's another way you can get around it. If you run something like a Morphling and a Lich combination, which has been really popular over in China, and that's the kind of funny thing too. I've been casting more Chinese Dota than I have European Dota of late. I know, because that's normally what I get like bleh for. I refer to bleh as a lot of comments which just spill out of people's locations. So Na'Vi, this third pickup, FNG's taking some sweet time on it. Is it just gonna be his VS? It's gonna be a Wraith King. This doesn't reveal up enough for my liking to start really speculating properly on the lanes. So we'll have to wait and see. While Team Empire, they go for their classic. So Skywrath Mage actually gets through the first pick and second banning phase to be picked up in the second pick phase. But always want to fly against his hero. which means Solo is just missing his. It could still be a solo Skywrath Mage. It will depend if Team Empire want to go a jungle-style hero, because they could still go in for something like, well, I would say Enigma, but in this game, maybe not Enigma. They probably want someone to work with that Skywrath Mage. Well, Na'Vi, like, they get a Wraith King. I'm actually thinking Team Empire have to start looking at some mana burn potential here. Might almost be worth switching that Razor to being Silence Hero and give him something else to battle up against the Na'Vi lineup. You could always just put something like an early Diffusal Naga pickup over on Team Empire. That's another way they could look at this game. But that'd be pretty damn early. But great up against Doom as well as Wraith King. I doubt we're going to go back to the old days of, like, Resolution, Nyx Assassin, Solo Mid. That would be a classic. That would be a classic.
10 seconds.
So Na'Vi, you're out of time, boys. 7 seconds, make your selection. There's no other time left behind for you to choose from. 2 seconds, 1 second, and a Wind Ranger pickup. Well,
Team Empire.
Not the greatest escape mechanism in the world. It works, but it's not the greatest escape mechanism in the world. And that's Wind Run. Well, I'll let you get yourself at least be able to outrun in the early stages of the game up against Razor. But once Razor's able to pick up some phase boots and just, like, has some nice points up in his, this little thing right here, the unstable current. So the bonus movement speed of up to 16%. Then you include phase boots in that one.
Remaining.
Wind Ranger's Wind Run doesn't really get you away from the Razor as quick as you'd really like it to be. Especially if you're then going to have concussive shots flying your way. And she's very susceptible to the ganking power that comes from the Skywrath Mage. So I'm really not as certain about this lineup coming out from Na'Vi. It has a lot of problems. It has a lot of problems that could be happening here. I just don't know how well it's really going to pay off for Na'Vi with their draft. But at the same time, like, you do have a lot of survivability from the Wraith King and the Doombringer. Doombringer from his base regeneration, Wraith King from his reincarnation. So if Wraith King gets some good levels up early on, maybe it won't be as bad. The Mirana looking for some nice pick-off arrows, a nice way to do it. I think Team Empire should feel really comfortable with their late game. I should think comfortable enough where they could, in fact, pick up the Enigma and just play a little bit more of the economy game here. We'll have to wait and see what the decision's going to be. Right now, the decisions have been pretty damn good throughout the D2CL. They've only lost one game in their entire run, and that was to Alliance of all people. Out of the 2 wins that Alliance claimed from the D2CL, Team Empire was one of them, but they haven't dropped another game at all. It's 7-1 as the results right now from Team Empire. If they're able to take this series 2-0, that's basically a guaranteed spot, at least in the playoffs. Every team will play 7 series in total. So, of course, you do the math right now. This is the 5th right now for Team Empire. So, they only got 2 more matches after this. One of them is up against Fnatic, and the other one's up against Cloud9. I'd say most of these games are not easy games. Power Rangers proved that. They came through and they went 6-6. In fact, right now, their results could actually knock out teams like Cloud9, and will probably knock out teams like the Alliance. Like, it's 2-6 for Alliance. Fnatic is the only team currently which haven't played a lot of their games. They're 1-1 in the D2CL at the moment. So Enigma is going to be the pickup. So the feeling in my bones was right. We'll have our pickup on the Enigma.
10 seconds remaining.
And we'll be going into our last stage. The Dro Ranger ban out. Huh. She really is the new flavor. She really is the new flavor. I don't know how long she's going to stay the flavor, but she definitely is the new flavor. And the VS will be the final ban out from Team Empire. So a nice, easy counter to the Enigma, a swap, and would also combo nicely with the Mirana, and one of FNG's favorite heroes to play. So no surprises really as far as this draft is going. It's a very logical kind of thing. Like the mid solo, you try and shut down with your early Razor pickup, so you ban out the Puck, you ban out the Quap, you take out the VS because you're looking for the counter to the Enigma, as well as like a culmination stun to work with the Mirana, because right now the Wraith King is the only one. And that Wraith King Hellfire Blast, the stun duration isn't long enough to really work properly with the Mirana arrow.
Silencer.
And now Silencer pickup from Na'Vi.
Empire's turn to pick.
The final selection, maybe it was all a trap. Dragon Knight from Team Empire. This is so classic Empire. which means Resolution does actually take the DK, and the Razor. Did they just bait out with their bans as well? Like, they banned out the missile, they took out the Queen of Pain, they took out the Puck. Now, both are actually quite decent up against the Razor, both the signature heroes for Dendi. And then you pick up the DK as the last one, and you realize that both those heroes could have still caused a problem for the Dragon Knight. An early point up in the Shadow Strike. In fact, you have to go 2 points up in the Shadow Strike to cause any real problems for the DK in the early stages of the game. But the burst damage could definitely cause some problems. But the Puck is a whole different kettle of fish. Someone that can silence up the DK, control his movements, until he gets a BKB, then he won't care. And really, with the Queen of Pain, once he gets like a third put up in Dragon Blood, he also won't care. But Resolution wouldn't want to be leveling that up over having Breathe Fire. Like, Breathe Fire, Dragon Form, your Dragon Tail stun as well. You want to have all these things going your way. So, hey, while FNG's got a few minutes, let me tell you about the other action which is coming up. So, D2CL's going to continue tomorrow as well, at 18 CEST every single day. I say almost every single day. It's Monday to Wednesday. And then going deep into the night on Wednesday evening, as well as Thursday evening, when the American part of D2CL is being played. So we have Fnatic versus Tinker, and Fnatic versus Cloud9 tomorrow night. So Fnatic with their doubleheader, so I said they haven't played as many of their games. Then we have Na'Vi versus C9 and Empire versus Cloud9. That's over on Tuesday night. And on Wednesday, it's Na'Vi versus Fnatic and Cloud9 versus PR, with a couple of games from Sneaking Links Assassins, DD, CMB, and a couple of the other American teams, or Brazilian teams, depending. The North American region of teams will be playing their games. And of course, we have other matches coming up on our JD Red, JD Blue streams, with the MSI Beat It finals coming up tomorrow. They start at 12 CEST tomorrow. You have to check joindota.com for the exact times, the exact starting times. And as far as the other stuff with ESL, which is currently going on Join Dota Red and Join Dota Blue, that's going all night long until 5 CEST this morning is the potential schedule for these games. We have 2 of them running at the moment, where 2 teams will qualify themselves for the ESL LAN finals in New York, and then the other games will be playing through the lower bracket of America. But the European matches will also be coming up tomorrow night with Alliance C9, and then on Tuesday with Secret versus Na'Vi. So some really big games coming the way of the JD live streams. So I hope you do follow it all. Hope you do enjoy it all. For now, we're waiting for Team Empire to be 100% ready. So FNG needed some moments, and now Team Empire needs some moments. Nothing like starting 100% on time. But it gives time for everyone to tune in. Gotta look and see what like if the other games are ending. What games do you tune into, kind of thing. Alright, so here we go. Into the game we roll, and we can check out our lanes, we can check out our positioning. So, Na'Vi, heading down the bottom lane, we'll have Vorst as the silencer. So we're looking at a core silencer in this game. Dendi will be the Marana. That puts, will be the Wind Ranger, which gives us a support Vanscore as well as FNG. They smoke to start with, so this is meant to be a level 1 maneuver coming out from them, with Brutes over on the Doombringer as well. Funny's going to be the first man in. They don't really have a proper setup stun, apart from Hellfire Blast. And once Wraith can kind of cast that, he wants to get to the back of the pack straight away. But it means he has to move in at the front of the pack. As far as Empire goes, everything will be standard. Mag off lane Batrider, Resolution in for the DK for the middle lane. Silent will be the Razor on the bottom lane, always going to fly as Enigma. 4 Clarities, 2 Sentries. He will guarantee he gets at least 1, potentially 2 camps inside the jungle. And then Solo will be the Sky Wrath Mage in this game. Observer Ward, which he'll probably plant once our countdown's finished. I can draw it right in this box. He's going to be looking for this off-lane hero, and he'll rise it back. He doesn't want this off-lane hero to walk basically past this line right here. If that happens, you feel like he's not doing his job, and that could happen when he decides to go for a pull. Then you'll normally see the off-laner move a little bit closer, just inches way up. So Na'Vi, 5-man smoke up, as it was called, and Silent trying to stay as close as he possibly can. Look at its build as well. Ring of Protection as well as a Circlet. It's an early Ring of Basilius build if he wants to go for it, but also allows him the option to go into the Ring of Aquila, or he can go just the Ring of Basilius and go into drums. So it's very open for where he wants to move with this lineup. Funnick as that boost
to
boots
battle.
first off-lane Doombringer. They get themselves up as high as they can. So what do we get for the blocks? So one sentry, what is that sentry? Yeah, it's a sentry. Yeah, obviously it's not giving vision. Blocks up that camp. It's been a long couple of days. This one's not blocking up any camp, but just sees the area in here. So they know who's going to be ganking them up. The Observer Ward, slightly out of position. I call this box, but it's a little bit further down inside the lane. So a little bit of shallower vision coming up from
The
Solo.
battle
But it still
begins.
sees up a fair way. That's the Radiant Vision, and that's what the Observer Ward does. So it won't see the TPs in, but it'll see who's going to be into the lane. But they didn't block up Always on the Fly's 2 camps. And this really, as a Radiant Enigma, you only need this camp as well as this camp. And once you're at level 2, you Midnight Pulse down this area. And you just farm up. He's going to take the creeps from the mid lane first. I want to send one of them up towards the high ground. Funnick's already coming over, so this is going to be the way they try and counter Always on the Fly's movements. There's no Observer Ward watching for this. Funnick, he could just level up Devour and take one of these little Eidolons. He's going to back himself up. And the camp actually ended up getting blocked up by Always Want to Fly himself. He walked in range of that. Solid's going to make sure that Funnick doesn't come back down here. Funnick kind of makes it a very big habit of his to try and contest all kind of farm in the enemy jungle. Mag, a lot of troubles. Curse of the Silence going to be on him as well. And that's Mag. Dead very quickly on this top lane. Na'Vi will claim the first blood. Oh, Resolution battles up against Dendi, and currently Dendi is winning this fight quite handily as well. He went Windrun level 1, so there's no range harassment. Just gives him the evasion. And so far, DK is out of mana, but the bottle is now arriving also in the mid lane. And because he's got the Enigma over on the side, he's feeling rather comfortable with this. And Always Want to Fly will crack his level 2 from this as well. Yep, level 2, Midnight Pulse. It's like clockwork for Radiant Enigmas. Easy farming, easy time, easy life, easy caca. FNG, maybe not the greatest thing in the world. Underneath that tier 1 tower, a rather long way. He's being as aggressive as he can with this Wraith King, just trying to force anyone off the lane he possibly can while divorced. Walking himself around on the top lane. Only level 2 at the moment. Got 5 for 2 as far as the CS. We should actually just start sorting this little sucker. So Raze is the one who's currently in front. So congrats to Silent. But no real surprise when the bottom lane gets completely abandoned. So there's no way really Havors can keep up with that when you've also got Mag causing some problems on the top. Regeneration rune. Vanskull's going to be forced to take it. He gets attacked once and attacks once back. But that was meant to be Dendi's. He couldn't really use it, however. Like, he could obviously use it directly. But the primary thing he would be searching for is the ability to bottle it up and keep those charges up. But so far, Denny hasn't got enough CS to give him his bottle. So we're 2.5 minutes in. He did get the null talisman very early on, which is the reason why it's taking him so long to get it. Where Resolution just went for branches and then into the bottle. So it's a very different style of building. That's why Denny was able to win like the early stages up against Resolution. But Resolution knows he just needs the levels. Dendy chasing in very, very deep here. And the Enigma? Actually, that's Mag sitting in the tree line. The Enigma has moved further into the jungle. De-warding up the Observer Ward. Gets the best creep he possibly could, which is the Alpha Wolf. This makes a very quick jungle progression when you have this, because you can just convert the big Alpha Wolf. He waits until, though, he can do the stack. I love the efficiency of this guy, even not losing his Clarity Potion just then. But I think this is not for him. This is actually for the Bat Rider. Because Mag's got nothing. Mag does need help. He needs level 2. It might almost be worth sitting next to Always Want to Fly and soaking up the experience. Really, he gets another Alpha Wolf. These things never spawn. Like, they're like the lowest chance of spawning in history. Just because the Dota gods hate all Alpha Wolf lovers. Can you Midnight Pulse down this tree line already? I know he's short of mana. Once he got a Soul Ring, which is now, he won't hesitate. She doesn't clean up the tree line. But it's going to get himself the double stack to farm up. Middle lane, Resolution. Trouble with arrows. Vanskull connects on it, but Dendi can't finish the job. He's got Power Shot available. Leap in. Now they will have enough. Always On a Fly coming in. He's harassing onto Dendi. Evades the Power Shot. Resolution. Bottle charging between the attacks of Vanskull. Always On a Fly just needs one attack and he'll have this kill. And in fact, okay, commits into the Malefice. That wasn't necessary. But he did it anyway. So, Enigma, not really getting a skyrocket of experience, considering that's still only a level 3.5 Marana. But that's a bit of a blow for Resolution. As he will return towards the mid lane. But they just gave a kill over to Dendi after also having that first blood up on top lane. Going the way of the support, Wraith King. Mag's waiting as close as he possibly can. He's just leeching experience while keeping the flying vision up. so he knows what he's up against. Now's bottom lane looking silent. Arrows coming flying out of the trees from Vanskor. A little bit off target, so it won't be able to connect. And the battle will continue for now. So only 3 kills, 5 minutes in. No team's really taking any kind of risk here. The shackle from Dendi. It's more of a fish than anything else. If Resolution tried to double back to evade the shackle, then it would have latched. It's more trying to be prediction shackles coming out from Dendi. He's 20 for 9 up in this mid lane, up against 16 for 3. So very, very close on the CS anyway. Vorce is looking pretty damn good as well. There's going to be an early hand of minus for him. So just going to try and power level up. He was having to split the experience a hell of a lot. So this is kind of a bit of an answer to it. Not to mention it's going to skyrocket him up in the farm, allowing him to get to that Aghanim Scepter a little bit earlier. Is Resolution going to... He's considering the move in. Just considering for now. Silent's going to have fun on the bottom lane. Has he got anything coming out to him? What do we got? We got a hand of Midas for Silent. So, Midas Gaming. If you're looking to have an action-packed game here for game number 1, I'm afraid I will have to disappoint you for now. We're going to have a very, very passive style. We got a Doom who's only got Tranquil Boots, so there's no Blink Dagger initiation coming anytime soon from him. Always When a Fly doesn't have the mech yet, so he can't force the issue. The Balrog's the only person that could force the issue, and he's prepping the stacks at the moment. Doombringer's going to come over here and munch on one of them. But Mag, okay, they found an opening. It's just Funnick walking in. Mag was prepping up for the farm. But at the end, Batrai's actually able to get himself a kill over on the Doombringer as well. Did he spend his money on something? He's bought boots and bottle. Unless something's on that courier that didn't get delivered. I thought he had more money than that. No, it's just the bottle he purchased. And the bottom lane push is now going to come. Resolution's already triggered his dragon form. So, maybe the action does begin now. The pushing power with the dragon form cannot be denied, and also going to be forced. No fortification coming up from Na'Vi, however. The tower's pretty low, but they hold on to it. Resolution, this dragon form's only halfway through. They can keep going from here. The tier 1 tower's being pressured in the middle lane by a DD Dendi. So the damage is going to be nice. But it's nowhere near the same amount as you can pump up from a push like this. Especially when you got a catapult coming in. They will have to use the fortification. No TP supports coming in just yet. Plasma Fuel, Conversion Army. So the Dire Army's already gone. And Dendi will TP himself in with the DD rune. But the tower, they don't want to really bring it within deny range, but it's going to happen now. Resolution cops the arrow. His Dragon Form will wear off, and now the Global Silence as well. Resolution caught on his heels. Dendi lining up the power shot. Doesn't actually connect, but the Hellfire Blast will. Silent turned around a bit on the bottom lane. But the bottom tower can now be denied up. They got a kill on the DK, but they used Global Silence, and they committed 4 heroes to defend that tower. And they still lose out in the map control. Now there's FNG denying up the tower. This is kind of okay. Like, the pings are coming out saying, yo, this is happening. But the Observer Wall can see it. But they can't do anything about it. There's no minions hanging around. They can just get a last little chip hit in. That won't be able to happen.
What brings you to these Wraithly Woods, Wind Ranger?
Dire's middle tower
Really?
is under attack.
I really need to play Dota 2 with the sound on more. The voice actors are fantastic. Resolution, looking towards Dendi. Now, this is actually a dangerous time for Dendi because you do have the Dragon Form available for Resolution. So if that Batrider has managed to farm up the stacks, which Na'Vi were scouting at earlier, they can get a lot of farm from this. There's actually going to be a pull over from Mag to farm up the Centaurs too. And then he realized that the lane's trying to be throttled up by Solo. Doesn't really matter because Silent's still farming up and pushing up a very, very long way. And with no tier 2 tower there, doesn't really make that much of a difference. But Razor now has the Ring of Aquila. And more than likely they're going to try and force the issue in middle lane. Resolution will want this tier 1 tower gone. Especially when all you got is a wind range and defending it. 4 points up in power shot or not. And it's still a very easy push when you got direct damage in towards the tower like Resolution's DK point tick. Dragon poison tick. And Silent. Well, they're not even coming to contest him. Funnick might consider it, but look at even his mana pool. He triggers Scorched Earth once. and devour once, and he's out of mana. He can't do anything. He's trying to build into this like straight hand of Midas. Luckily for him, he can battle next to his tier 3 tower. Unfortunately for him, that means he's going to be nowhere near the rest of his teammates when he needs to be there. And he's carrying a TP scroll, but it'll take too much time. Shackle on Resolution. Vanscore able to connect on the arrows. Rather close range, though. So Resolution turns into Dragon form. He wants a Dragon Tail stun with the Breathe Fire. Always going to fly. Global Silence means there's no Black Hole available, but Solo sticking with him. He's got Seal as well as Orb Attack. They go on to Vanscore. No Leap Away available anymore. And Mag's right behind the Plasma Field damage from Silent. Will be able to get the kill over on the Mirana. And now they'll make their army of conversions to push out that mid lane. The Midnight Pulse was used, but the Black Hole was not. And with this tower to go down the mid, that's basically, in fact, it will be Enigma's mech. By the time they get there, he'll have the extra money. Denny's looking for a shackle shot. Throws it. Wow, that curve's weird. Hits on Mag, however. Silent. No mana for a Plasma Field. The Curse of the Silence being thrown out, but there's still already a steal over on FNG too, forcing him back. And he surprisingly did actually level up his reincarnation. I was talking about this one earlier today as well. I think I was actually talking first with Pandago 2 days ago. And reiterated it earlier today. Players like Zai, after casting the EG match where we saw him actually playing the Wraith King, holds off. In fact, he held off until he was level 9 before he leveled up his reincarnation. Realizing just having it, you want to have it trigger when you want it to trigger, not just because you're going to like die once and then instantly you're going to die again. That doesn't help anybody.
Dire's top tower,
especially yourself when your ulti goes on cooldown for such a long time. Man, it's a lot of fun to go into Silent. I'm wondering if he's going to try and rush up an Aghanim Scepter here, or if a BKB is going to be a better choice. Probably the BKB, considering, well, the silence effect already coming up from Na'Vi, and a lot of the stuns, well, all of it doesn't go through BKB. The only thing which would is the Doom. And if you're dooming up the Razor, who's already got 1,000 life points 11 minutes into the game, then you're going to waste your Doom. It's the same thing as if like you doom up Resolution as this DK. He'll tank through most of it. His items don't really help him to do that at the moment. But Strength Treads as well as a Bracer, and you still got 1,200 life points. And normally you can see even more. Silent. He is going that Aghanim. He picked up the point booster, but he's also being chased down here. The Shackle won't be able to launch, and in fact, Silent with the Plasma Field damage brings Denny very, very low, forcing him to use these wand charges of his. And now the tier 1 tower will go down in middle lane. They already had the mech over and always on a fly, and that was without bringing down the tower. But they'll take this one, and with 5 heroes pushing down the mid, they're going to look for more. Bad Rider's got this blink dagger up and running, so they want to get themselves a kill and the tier 2 tower. Resolution will trigger his ultimate. The top lane's been pushed out, but Avort is not a tower pusher. He cannot do it at the same rate as Team Empire can. And Mag, he finds its opening. Dendy is it, the Seal, the Orb, the Mystic Flare's not going to be thrown out there because the Global Silence comes instead. FNG looking for his stun. He does have his ulti up. The Doom, it goes over on Silent. He'll tank up the entire thing while Resolution shackled up. He's still got his Breeze Fire off, which means that Wraith King reincarnation will be done. Now your Black Hole. 4 heroes in it. Denny walked into it the last moment just to be part of the cool kids, but now Na'Vi focused down on top of Silent. They need more control, and they got it. The power shot to kill off Silent, and the Shackle to hold Solo in position. The Moonlight Show making it very difficult for them to see anywhere they can move forward. Avor's being attacked up by these conversions, but he won't go down. This Dendy still battling up against Solo. Couldn't get the Shackle shot to hit, but he gets the power shot to connect. One more attack, he got it. Denny with a triple kill, forcing the issue up the mid. Vansker even throwing out any arrows just in case someone was going to follow him. But Na'Vi, it really felt like their control of this game was slipping away. And the start of that fight also didn't look that great. When you get a 4-man Enigma Black Hole, you think, oh man, life is definitely not worth living because you can't live it. It will be taken away from you. No option will be granted. But they hold their ground here. And Na'Vi able to get themselves a big set of kills. It's going to give them a good advantage too. They get ahead in the net worth and a long way ahead in the experience gain. And this also gives them new items. Danny going to go for that Maelstrom.
Dire's top
So we're actually going to go for a bit more of a, I'll say an old school build because Windranger's not picked up that much, but Maelstrom into an Aghanim Scepter. Gives you so many procs on the Maelstrom. And you've already got an item which will allow you to help push and farm at the same time. An Invis room was scouted out. They just throw down a Sentry Ward. Just a Dire Sentry Ward, and he'll take care of the Obs. The concussed shot's going to come in, but just a leap away. The Ob's still going to follow in, then a Blink Lasso. Just a quick seal, Orb damage, and with a Firefly on top, Vanscore will die here. He had no one else to help him out,
Dire's top tower
but he bought
is
the
under
buckler
attack.
before his death. He couldn't afford the chainmail, so just bought what he could of this mech, which he's been forced to build into. Meanwhile, Resolution taking out that tier 1 tower up on top lane with no contest at all. In fact, Na'Vi's just looking for the fights on bottom lane. Silent, they need the shackle, and they need it now. It's too late. By the time the shackle actually flew through the air, it wouldn't have made it. And Empire realized that they don't need to be down there to fight up against Na'Vi. They lose a tier 1 tower, sure, that happens. They've only lost one so far.
Bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top
And they're about to
tower
take
is under
the
attack.
second last outer tower for Na'Vi.
Structures are fortified.
Vanskor does move up, but he's not ready to fight. He moves into the tree line so we can get a good arrow line. Resolution won't see this coming. That's a good 5-second stun. A Vor's coming in as well. Global Star's not going to happen. In fact, he got sealed up by Solo. Almost burst damage down by him. The Wraithfire Blast will buy some space. Then he is the man to get the kill. Resolution just TPing out. Funny does have this Doom available, but doesn't want to trigger it just straight up on Silent. Because again, it's probably going to be a little bit more of a waste, but he's going to roll options. Silent, now the Doom. Silent has to turn around to back up. Always going to fly with a Malbus on Phonic. There will be the Global Silence to fly out here. It's not enough damage to kill off anybody, though. The mech will fly, and the Shackle as well. They find Mag. So for all this chasing, Na'Vi will get 2 kills. But Resolution instantly just bails out to the bottom lane. A quick pause to think about what we just saw. Also to fix the lags up for Vanskor. The servers have not been having a fun day today. Then again, should be a lot of people watching this great Dota. In case you did just tune in as well, there's a lot of Dota currently going on. If you go to Join Dota Blue, you'll find EG currently playing their New York qualifier up against Complexity. I believe actually that game may have even ended already. Join Dota Red is live with Na'Vi US going up against Nyx Assassins. And right here on D2CL, you have Na'Vi versus Team Empire. So 3 JD streams running this evening. Bringing you Dota from all corners of the world. We had our China stuff earlier today, so I can say all corners of the world. As we were running our finals of the Cena Cup at 8 AM this morning. Good times. Good times. Razor with a hand of Midas. Easy money. And easy Ags. Mud Golems. Maybe not so easy money. But it's sitting now only 1,100 away from having Aghanim Scepter over on that Razor. Going to cause some problems, but he doesn't have that BKB. So there's still no way to easily stand during this engagement. And because of that, Na'Vi still stand a pretty damn good chance of fighting this. They just need to be careful between the Global Silences. But Vor's already managed to finish up his Aghanim Scepter for the Global Silence. Next time might potentially be 4-star, or potentially even Treads would be nice. Try and keep him alive that little bit longer. Considering Skywrath Mage is the one to try and crack him. And Skywrath Mage solo, going for a build which is very reminiscent of an Aegis Prophet. A triple null talisman. Now they're smoked up, hence Empire's not being revealed. Vanskor just backing up anyway. The vision up on the high ground isn't there, but when you light the ground on fire, you're gonna work it out. More arrows on the way in. Won't connect anywhere, but Denny will actually get the null out of the town. Not too shabby there. But Empire don't really care about that. They still want to breach high ground. FNG now looking for some counter. The arrow is still on cooldown. Curse the Silent to start with. Avorst, still no ultimate. They don't have Global Silence. 27 seconds on cooldown. FNG is about to lose his life points. Silent comes in. The Shackle, not latching. It latches the creep to that tree. Man, really weird Shackles tonight. But the reincarnation will come up. The lasso dragging Avorst back out. The Mystic Flare as well. They're going to nuke him down. The Meg Charge keeps Empire alive. They're going to breach this high ground, and they're going to breach it now. The tier 3 tower will not last long. So not even with the Aghanim Scepter, but they get the seal over on Denny, the Plasma Field damage as well, dropping him to half of his life points. They have managed to get rid of most of the Radiant Creep Wave, however, apart from the Catapult. And Empire's going to give a little bit of respect and back up. The Silence is still on the sidelines for the moment, and didn't have a buyback. In fact, we're seeing Havorce going for, like, it's the full carry Silencer build. So it's Aghanim Scepter going into Refresher Orb, shutting down Empire for a very long duration of time. So even when they get these BKBs, they'll only have protection from it in the early stages. You get the Aghanim's upgrade, and that's 14 seconds with the gap in between it that you're able to cast off your ultimate. If you trigger a BKB during that, all he's got to do is just wait 2 seconds on the 10-second BKBs. And then trigger it again, and you're good to go. There's a lot of movement coming out from Empire. Mag doesn't have Firefly or Last 2, however. The solo, it's not stopping him from throwing out these concussive shots. The arrow, oh, that's a big hit. 5 seconds on Silent. The curse to Silent as well. Try and slow him down. FNG got sealed up, so there's no follow-up Wraithfire Blast, but Silent is still too much damage for him. Intel damage now stolen up to 12, going the way of Silencer, and they're trying to catch up. Drum charge, power shot, a little bit off target, but there's a level death available here for Funnick. You can just trigger it now, and Solo will tick out. A double kill for Revost.
I clipped your wing.
And they're going to bring down the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Much needed money for Na'Vi. At the same time, they're ahead by 500 gold, even though they're down by this many towers. And they're ahead in experience as well. They're just losing out on map control because the lineup of Empire is just so great at pushing. So maybe Na'Vi really aren't in as bad a position as it kind of looks when you look at the mini-map. There's a lot of TPs coming back to base now. This probably is because Roshan is available. If Na'Vi can get away with it, they will. They want to get this Aegis Immortal into them. The ping's coming up from the Skywrath Mage. That's Solo saying, can we please kill off a Vost? And he just silenced this guy up. The Observer Ward's watching the movements of Na'Vi rather closely, including one around the pit area. There's your attacks going into FNG. He doesn't have an ultimate Mystic Flare. A little bit too far off to the right. But he didn't really have a choice. He would have spent more time walking up there to get the Mystic Flare off. And by that point, the concussive shot would have worn off. And the chance for a kill would have not been there. Tenny having fun on the bottom lane. Actually went for a 4-staff. So, enjoying the maneuverability heroes again. As Tenny will now TP himself all the way back to base. It's a long way to go back, however. Especially considering now Roshan started. The arrow scouts it out. But it also helps Team Empire. 5 seconds stun over on Roshan. The Batride has basically lit the cliffside on fire. But it's not really that quick for Team Empire. Na'Vi going to 4-man smoke up. Vanscore's got another arrow available. Can throw it into the pit. Resolution's actually in the exposed area on the side here, which is really surprising, especially now the arrow, it connects on Solo. FNG's going to come in, stuns on Resolution, the Shackle. It got Resolution and Solo together, and Enigma cannot commit the Black Hole. Funnick is being forced back, but they've already got the kill on the DK for the price of the Wraith King. More than worth it. Denny sealed up. Solo, no mana for the Mystic Flare. However, he does have it with the wand charges. Now, no longer actually. He's still short. Razor was already being picked off. Roshan alive. Na'Vi want to get back in there and take it. Denny with the power shot, keeping Solo low. Making sure he will not come back into this engagement. And the Enigma shut down perfectly at the start of that fight by Funnick. He just walked himself into that. But the Aegis Immortal now in the hands of the Silencer, so Avors has a little bit more to live for. He could actually buy the full Perseverance right now. So it has some really good regeneration because of that. But deciding to buy a TP scroll instead. They're going to let him farm up the bottom lane a little bit. And then TP him back. Maybe. Actually, he just spent his cash. What do we got? Yeah, he just bought the refresher or recipe instead. So he won't get the Perseverance down. He buys the most expensive part. That way, if he does die, like, you can just buy the refresher or like the Perseverance parts in pieces. Instead of having to always carry around 2,000 gold on you. You're going to keep that bottom lane pressured out too. It's almost got the money for that refresher. It's kind of like the crazy thing. Attack and easy farm for Revorst. Last wording to kill off these other guys. Oh, nice arrow. TP out now. Revorst, Mag, Flame Break, Flame Break, Flame Break. Gotta guess. Too late. He saw the TP at the last moment. Now, Denny and Vanscore are still down here on the bottom lane. But they won't want to stick around here for long. While the double global silence will be available. And that will kill off Skywrath Mage, actually. When you look at it, that's probably why the Enigma's also trying to get his own BKB up and running, which he doesn't have. I actually think that the double global silences will kill off Solo. Might have also been the other reason why he was building into double nod talisman, the triple nod talismans. It was the only way he could see himself surviving. So, Resolution. Going to enjoy a push on the bottom lane now. But still, a 0 for 4 DK. This was not what he probably really pictured as the Dragon Knight. He sacrificed himself a lot to try and get these pushes off. But the sacrifice might have been too great for Empire. They've lost their timing. And Vorst, he is a scary, scary hero to be facing down right now. His damage output as well when that pack leader's aura comes in from Funnick. And then throwing out these Glades of Wisdom. He's got 18 intelligence points already stolen from Team Empire. Literally stripping it from their dead bones. And they move everyone up the middle lane. There's no Blink Dagger up for the Wraith King just yet. Yeah, it does have the level 2 reincarnation, so FNG doesn't really care about taking too much damage. The arrow, really nice position, caught him out. Especially solo. Global Silence still being held onto. There's no reason to blow it at the moment. It's a simple tower push, an easy pick off. Dendy's going to move over to join the rest of his teammates, soon with a full Mjolnir. Purchased up. We've got a Blink Dagger flying out for FMG. So his initiation will be there.
Tower is under attack.
And Mag as well as Silent, they're hoping to come in from the high ground, but FNG moves to the perfect position. He's also up on the high ground, waiting for the right time. But the tower's already getting beaten down, and Empire, they can't find the opening, and now it's Na'Vi to do. That Blink Dagger first usage goes over on Mag. They've used the Global Silence with the power shot. Mag, he triggers from the silencer. Refresher is still available, using the Global Silence to ensure kills. 17-7, and Na'Vi, the calls to go down towards the bottom lane. One can blink up, so the other can force up, but Horse never bought one.
Dire's top tower
And then he's actually going to defend
attack.
the top lane, and he can split push this easily. Defending the top tower. If for one last catapult hit, in fact, he just bring down the catapult first and then deny up the tower. That Enigma at least has his BKB.
Has been denied.
But he's still got that Doom to worry about. And Doom will probably look again towards the Enigma. We'll go through that BKB of his. He's got to make sure that Black Hole doesn't grab anybody. But at the same time, you got an Enigma with a BKB as well as a mech. Na'Vi are basically moving as a 4 to 5 man unit. And while that's the case, the Enigma can't just walk in and get the Black Hole. He could do it here with this Black Hole because they were moving up through the tree line, so they used the Fog of War. But a direct attack coming from Na'Vi, forcing out the towers and pushing towards the high ground, that's not gonna do it for you. Alright, so they're looking to force out anything else. Roshan, another 3 minutes away from spawning up. Solo as well as Mag smoked up inside the dire side jungle, but they won't find anything. In fact, FNG's making a call saying, can we go down south? Resolution is still farming up down there. Finding a little bit of money here and there. 2.2k gold now on him. Probably a little cautious about buying up any kind of items, as it will put his buyback in jeopardy. And they need this DK twice over in order to defend Na'Vi when they come high ground. And all Na'Vi are really waiting for, actually they have to wait 50 seconds. 50 seconds, and then that refresher orb's off cooldown. So the fight can obviously begin before them. And Silencer being one of the few heroes where Refresher Orb isn't really a problem. 375 mana is nothing to this guy. Because he's walking around still with 22 points of stolen intelligence. So the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane will now go down. Empire can't defend this. The power shots are searching out, looking for probably the Bat Rider. See if he's going to initiate him. The top creep wave has pushed in, and Na'Vi will fall back for this. They're being really, really defensive about their movements. Maybe they're still waiting for the BKB to come up on a Vorst. But they're going to lose the Aegis the Immortal because they couldn't push the high ground. Maybe another reason why they also fall back. Without that extra insurance behind a Vorst, you're going to want a bigger item on him. Nice Blade Mail for FNG. Everything's really just rolling in for Na'Vi. They're controlling all the farm on the map. They're taking Dire Jungle. They're not fully controlling out their own jungle, but it's still being countered out by the fact they're taking all of the Dire Jungle and taking the Radiant Jungle, sorry, and taking the tier 2 towers and the other towers consistently over the course of the last few minutes. This is like boom, 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 boom. He's been front. Oh, Mag's desperately trying to farm up a little bit more. He's still got basic boots. He does have the Blink Dagger and Force Staff. Then he's also going to show the fact he's not going to turn to a damage dealer. He's looking for a Scythe of Ice. So he's looking for some control. So Funnick with 2.3k. The power off cooldown realizes Mud Golems. Life is sad. So you have to find a creep up on top, but now all the creeps are gone as well. Dang, is it that hard for Doombringer to find something to munch on? Now he will. Walk straight into the creep wave. Silence also looking towards the bottom lane with the BKB and Aghanim Scepter. He really wants to force high ground, but he's still going to go up against that global silence. But if he gets his abilities off, then it's not as bad. The BKB will still protect, but Dendi with the Scythe of Ice, it's going to cause him a lot of problems. There's then these BKB heroes who think they're actually secure with their BKB. If they get hexed up before the initiation, or before they can actually trigger their own BKBs, then that item is useless. Na'Vi's forcing top while Denny's put on defense duties. He doesn't own a set of BT, so he can't come and join his teammates straight away. But at the same time, the rest of Na'Vi is more than capable of handling this. And Denny's the best counter push that Na'Vi has. Between Power Shot as well as that Maelstrom, you don't need much more. The arrows again scouting out the tree lines. They're trying to find out where Team Empire is. And really, it's on bottom lane. Mag comes in close with a Firefly, and now the TP's come back. As the Wraith King already TPing in, and Resolution's bailing out. Once Mag showed himself and couldn't get a grip on Dendi, realizing the Moonlight Shadow was actually already triggered, so he went back to Invis rather quickly. Oh, FNG, he's so close to Mag. That's a gem kill as well if they could take it, but it's a Blink 4 staff. The chance of them actually finding Mag and picking him off is low. Chance of killing him during a team fight, however, now that's high. Roshan, he's only 20 seconds away. Na'Vi will have to come back and check it in a moment. But only 20 seconds away from Roshan. Get all the damage you're really searching for in the world. Silence being pushed back. Your intimidation factor is so high. It's a Sentry Ward that revealed the fact that FNG was walking in with the Invis rune. Now Vanskor, he could arrow scout Roshan at the moment, and they're going to find he's there. In fact, now pings out from Funnick. Not to be quick, Denny is being watched in the bottom lane by Solo. They're not really going to get the kill on Dendi. Not with just a Skywrath Mage. In fact, it'll probably be the other way around if he tries to initiate. The arrow, there's your 5 second stun, then leap in. So everyone... Oh, actually, not everyone gets the bonus. Doom was the only one who's close enough to the leap in order to get that bonus. But Denny will join the squad. And that's the Vorth with another Aegis the Immortal, as well as having a BKB behind him and a Refresher Aghanim Scepter. There's also going to be a Refresher BKB. So technically, Havorst has 19 seconds of immunity coming up in the next engagement. Because he got the Refresher before the BKB. So still that full 10 second duration. Silence already used his Eye of the Storm. Trying to find whatever farm he can to stay alive. And probably also to get that buyback up. Does he actually have it? No, he's still short. Short by 219 gold. And maybe now's your opening. FNG. Blink Dagger still on cooldown. The Midnight Pulse making sure of that. Mag trying to Firefly himself away. And FNG walked back into the Midnight Pulse. As the Observer Wars that was scouting out the movement from Team Empire. Now high ground movement coming out from Na'Vi. And Vor still holding on to this ultimate of his. Funnick wanting a good target to blink into to doom up. Denny forced after away. A lot of damage coming at him, but still surviving to fight another day. The only downside for him is there's no regeneration apart from just an instant mech. And he has to come back up to the top lane. It was being forced out by Resolution. And he was using its dragon form as well. Which means they had to bring somebody back. There was no choice here. So a set of BTs over on the Silencer. And a Blink Dagger for the Enigma. Always want to fly, finally having this initiation. How's the advantage looking? 14k going the way of Na'Vi, 15k for the net worth. So we're still stretching forward for Na'Vi. The pushing power of Razor. It's nice, but it's not that quick burst push power which you could expect out from him. Which comes with, of course, the Refresher Orb. There's nowhere near enough money to afford one of those. Right now, he's just trying to do it for his team and get a little bit more armor up. Now, Blink Lasso, they go on Havorst. The Doom's over on Mag, and now they all group up together to tank up the Mystic Flare, and Havorst just triggers BKB, as well as that Global Silence, so there's no help that can come up from the rest of his teammates. As Empire, of course, as Sun trying to retrieve himself out of the lane. Funnick leaps in, level death, nice damage onto Solo. The arrow gives him the vision over on Sun, just the mini stuns is all that's really required, and then the vision around the tree line. Havorst now, 26 points of stolen intelligence. Always want to fly, will TP out, as Solo stays in the trees. Bottom lane again being split pushed out by Resolution. And now TP himself back to base and finish up his full assault cuirass. Which means there's going to be a Shiva's Guard over on the Razor if he's going to complete anything. Either that or just a casual blade mail. I think Resolution doesn't want to properly leave. He's going to see a Force fighting on this bottom lane, but he can't kill him. He can't even trigger the Aegis the Immortal. Yeah, there's the TP out. But a Vorst, he can just refresh her and give his global silence anyway. Obviously, he wants to do more than that during a team fight, but with the Razor down, and with the Battle Rider last two also on cooldown, it's easy for Na'Vi just to walk up towards the high ground. And the Vorst did actually end up joining. He did actually get his BTs after all.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And the tower will go down. So FNG, still low on life. Oh, it's on a fly! Oh, that's big! 4 in the hole. Vanscore's there as well, and they keep it going. But how much damage? It's not enough. FNG is the only one to die. You get the perfect hole, the perfect follow-up from Resolution. But you can only get the Aegis Immortal now, but you can only get the Wraith King at the time. It was the perfect blink in. And Empire, well, FNG turns for the engagement. The arrow is well off target. FNG is throwing away his life as well as the gem. Always want to fly will come up and take him. And Na'Vi will back up. The Refresher Global Silence never actually being used. It's like a Vorce is waiting it out. But a big hole from Always Want to Fly. Keeps his team alive in this, but it looks like Na'Vi want to come back in. Always Want to Fly being very over-aggressive here. Then he's just going to force stuff into the Shackle. Oh, they just start off with a Hex. Then the Shackle latches onto the Creep. And the Enigma's on the sidelines. It is as much pushing as possible. When you got a DD Vorst on the field, as well as having Denny with a large amount of damage, you had to do something. Why has he got his... Oh, it's his Focus Fire. I'm like, why the hell have you got negative damage on that? So I realized that the Cap also actually no, I don't even know that game. That's a shame. I have no overlays for Cap. He's probably gonna be looking for something for that game, but we don't have anything created for him. Anyway. Sorry, it turns out we have a impromptu ESL 1 game. They're trying to help out. FNG gonna be dragged back. FNG, oh, this is real trouble for him. Breathe fire. He turns on the Blade Mail. No reincarnation. Takes a little bit longer for Empire to get through him, but they get it nonetheless. And there's still no racks going the way of Na'Vi. Which means this game is definitely not over. You can have all the advantage you want in the world, which they really do. And that's pumping in a lot of items for Na'Vi as well. But it's not letting them win the game just yet. Vanscore, Fish Arrow, but Mag's still up in the lane. The Radiant Creep Wave coming up and actually scouts out the fact that he is there. But the rest of Na'Vi are grouping up on top. Wonder if they're getting sick of fighting directly up the mid. They've already got the tower down. So if they do manage to breach the base and find themselves a kill up here, which Solo, oh, they see him? Yeah, they saw him. The power shot revealed him. I don't think Solo was 100% certain about it, but he couldn't do anything anyway. Like, his TP scroll, he didn't own one. Conversions are pushing up middle lane. There's some pings just coming off from FNG, but I think they're just flagging the fact, can you push up? Oh no, it's Funnick. He'll buy a TP scroll and go back. No, he'll buy a TP scroll and then go back if he needs to. But FNG is going to be the man to defend for the moment. Courier, oh, mission from God. And it's going to go down. Last attack from Vanscore. Oh, he missed. Now you'll connect.
Courier has been killed.
So, easy snipe off for Na'Vi. Well, it's a bit of a ballsy attempt for the courier travel. But it's meant to be spending some of this 5,000 gold that's currently being held onto by the Razor. And now he's just going to buy... Yeah, he's going to go for the refresher rob. He wanted the Perseverance. He's a little bit short of the full refresher, so for now just buys up the Oblivion Staff. Funnick getting forced back off this top lane. I doubt Na'Vi is going to give up on that push that easily. FNG. He wants to aggro on the creep wave. Global silence, trigger. They found Mag. That's a big kill as well. Remember, there's a refresher silence as well. But having the Bat Rider down means the initiation is now fully up to Always Want to Fly. There's BKB jump and FNG catches him out. If they can pick him off right now, the control is gone. And they did. The doom is done. Always Want to Fly He's ticking down low. He's not even going to die in base. He survives. Only barely. But Na'Vi's still on another way in. They use it refresher orb over on a Vorst. So he's got his global silence back off cooldown again. But they've lost control of their mid lane. The reason why you saw FNG bypass the creep waves is because he needed to get up towards that top to be that initiator. And always on a fly. Tharg! 5-second arrow, but there's no creep wave and Na'Vi are backing up. It was just a straggler arrow. So Na'Vi now down to the bottom lane. Funnick now with 5,000 gold. After having BKB and Shiva 39 minutes in. The Lincoln Sphere, fully completed over on a Vorst. A man with even more money and 271 CS to his name. 24,000 the net worth. How long we got till Roshan? Alright, so spawning up within the next minute. 40 seconds roughly. And Denny now looks like he's going to be building himself into his own Lincoln Sphere. Either that, or they're considering going in for something more like a Skadi up on Dendy. Becomes a lot more of a powerhouse then if he's able to finish up such an item. And it's more just strength and making sure that their chase is really strong. Having the slow. Horvorst, wait like 5 seconds, man. 5 seconds. Funnick, if he just walks in now and has a peek. Oh, wait, what? Really? Okay, I seriously thought that actually looked like 5 seconds. Okay, it was 15 instead. Well, 20 when I said it. And now Vanscore's going to have a look. He's right next to it. Oh, they're initiating. That's Mag dying over on the side. Then he's triggering his own BKB resolution. Horvorst locked in. He's doing his BKB up. Silence damage trying to come through it. And they're going to doom over onto the Enigma. He's already triggered his ultimate. Now Sun actually does have his refresher orb up. So the double eye of the storm will go to work. They need him dead. Silencer back to wall of the living. Dendy having to actually use his wind run, but not evading the damage out from Silent. Vanscore melting under the storm. Lightning burns. FNG blinking away from the creep wave. He'll TP out as well, and they won't be able to get to him in time. The Midnight Pulse to clear up the tree line, but he's already home and hosed. And now it couldn't have been in a worse time. They see Roshan's now available. Funnick, what are you going to buy? Sell a TP scroll and pick up something? He sells his drums. He's going to refresher up. He's going to go for the double doom. Purchase the Perseverance as well. This is an Aegis and Chi, so a Vort's can only take one of them. FNG might be considering taking the other. Funnick may actually need to. In fact, he should actually drop that TP scroll to grab the cheese. He's going to need the mana pool. More than anything else, he's going to need the mana pool.
Has fallen to the
sell it. There's your cheese. So Na'Vi able to get away with Roshan. Empire not able to do anything to contest. They did use their double ultimate out from Razor, so that's understandable. But at the same time, they could have caused some problems inside the pit. While on bottom lane, Horvorst get a silence over on Resolution. He's got no way to cancel the TP out of Resolution. As you can see, that damage output of Horvorst rather high from him. 36 points of intelligence now stolen. Let the counter keep ticking. FNG looks like he's going to be the man to build into the Assault Cuirass for Na'Vi. They've already got, well, they actually got a lot of plate mails over on their lineup. But the fact he bought a Hyperzone as well. FNG going to get sealed up. There's an Observer up on top of the cliff. He's going to know this now. At the same time, Vanscore wants to throw an arrow. But just a couple of illusion runes. Oh, the illusion rune from Solo. I'm going to hold FNG at bay. But BKB off. Funnick, his Blink Dagger's on cooldown for the moment. But they did get the BKB out from the Razor. What are we down to now? 4 seconds in the duration. Probably the effect of that refresher roll. Always on the fly is now the man doing the split push from Team Empire. Trying to hold Na'Vi back inside their own base. The Midnight Pulse will help with that, not to mention the army of conversions. And Dendy farming underneath the Observer Ward. Mag will come out. They won't find any of the heroes. Na'Vi is completely backed up. The tier 3 tower is being chipped away. The conversions as well as the catapult doing some serious work here. And the tower's almost within deny range. Seeing just how little damage True Funnick is dishing out. Up against the catapult at least. There you go. Yeah, you go. I say little. For a 43-minute Doombringer, you just expect a lot more than this. I know he's dishing over 200 damage a pop. Don't get me wrong. But I've seen a lot fatter Doombringers over the course of today. And this, well, this is a Doombringer that's on a diet. Not fully though. Definitely snacking on the side. Devouring whatever he can find. Vorst pushing out the top lane now. He might consider a BKB again, but right now he's still 8 seconds on that BKB. So a long time. The Agency Maul is the only other thing you can get rid of, and that'll be for something like a Scythe of Ice. Or he looks for more damage output. But the Scythe of Ice is going to give that to you anyway. The inter damage is what you're searching for, which means you need to have intel stats. And that's where the Scythe comes into play. He doesn't really have that at the moment, apart from what he's managed to steal, which is the extra 36 points. There's still a lot of intel points onto a Silencer, don't get me wrong. When you got both Perseverance, a Refresher Orb. I said that's only +6, but you know, +15 attributes for the Lincoln Sphere. And then the Aghanim's will give you +10 as well. There's some nice increase coming up. But he definitely wants to have more than that. Oh, Na'Vi. Again, they look towards the mid. The Firefly is down. A little bit off to the side, however. So not actually going to really affect the creep wave. Just a quick curse over onto Silent. The arrow's coming in too. Enigma won't fall into this one. In fact, they can see it coming from a mile away. Especially when they put an Observer Ward in the front line. Gives them some deep vision. That Lincoln Sphere from Dendy being used to protect Divorce on the front lines now. Trying to let him chip away at this range Rex and give some level of advantage coming in for Na'Vi. As now it will be triggered up by the orb, but Solo also getting silenced up a little bit. That's just the curse he's throwing out. Not the last word or any real commitment from a Vorst. They just keep the lane pressured up and pushing in. And now they realize they can't keep doing this one. Funnick lassos him out. There's just done. The Mystic Flare going to be tanked up. But Funnick and FNG, so much damage. The BKBs will go, but the double Global Silence now going to be used. Mag in a lot of trouble at the back lines here. I think he might even tick out from this. While on the front lines, that Frost Dragon of Resolution burns through most of Na'Vi. A triple kill, however, for Dendy. He's the one that got the space in the Shackle Shot. Connects on the Enigma. Double buybacks now coming with both the DK as well as the Wraith King of Vorst. Finally, that Aegis Immortal will be triggered from him. Vanskor steals the gem, trying to back up. Curse the Silent over onto Mag. That's a lot of damage coming out, especially the ones going into a Vorst. The Static Link from Silent. Shackle Shot, not available right now. Vorst, the Flame Break, cancelling his TP out. He almost kills off Mag. 100 life points for the Bat Rider. And Na'Vi will retreat. And they didn't get what they came for. That range Rax is still alive. They did, however, force mass buybacks. One from the Razor, one from the DK. And not having to use any of their own. And also getting a lot more money into that Silencer. 4.4k gold into him now, not to mention the 44 points of intelligence. Being involved in these fights when you got buyback heroes, they're hitting hard, they're hitting fast. But they still are not hitting the racks. Without that, Na'Vi can't win this game. And as you can see there, in the last engagement, the DK, without really having a damage-dealing item, his Frost Dragon form is still doing a lot of work. Not to mention the fact that Razor, having a double Eye of the Storm, also hits like a truck. When he's also able to stand still and steal more damage. Oh, that's a Mack truck. Vanskor, oh, they want to kill here. Denny needs to 4-staff to get the shackles. They'll trigger the Moonlight Shadow. No one's coming up for them, however. And Mag, maybe he feels confident if he can just sit around here. No, he doesn't. Down into the lane. He's got a gem up already to the Moonlight Shadow. It's very difficult to catch him out of position. Or at least catch him unawares, unless you can use that Fog of War. The Storm farming for Silent. Quickly through the Ancients, while Na'Vi again. You get this split push happening. They start forcing down the top lane. The arrows do some scouting through the tree lines. They're searching for the Bat Rider, nothing else. Because no one else would have been in that position. Just kind of crazy to think that Na'Vi still cannot finish the game. They can't even crack the base. 25,000 net worth again. And then 19k on the gold. And they still can't breach high ground to take a range Rex. Not even, like, a melee Rex you can understand. But a range Rex, they can't even chip it away. They don't have heroes to do this kind of stuff. And they're using Vorst as a primary source of damage. And they need to actually keep him a lot safer. He's very exposed in that bottom lane. How's the rest of the farm coming in for Funnick? BT's Refresher, Blink Shivas. Over on the courier, there's nothing. Dendy, he did actually end up building his Lincoln Sphere, but having another 4k gold now. And then with the double Lincoln Sphere, one for a Vorst, one for Dendy. And a Vorst with just this casual ultimate orb for the moment. Gonna be another 500 gold away before he can finish up his Scythe of Ice. But then he doesn't want to put anything at risk. As far as that buyback. Because if that goes, and Empire keep that Razor alive, it's going to force down middle lane and take a Rax before Na'Vi even can. And battling up against bigger creeps, not something they want to be dealing with right now. Na'Vi have managed to keep all of their Rax intact for the moment. Everyone's got farm. BT's galore. One for Revorst, one for Phonic, and one for Dendy. Freshly purchased. Hearing the Doom up on the top lane, and that's Resolution getting caught out. Phonic's right behind him. And they can kill him off again. Now Refresher can also be triggered off. The Global Silence. Resolution's going to die from this. Solo's trying to babysit him down. Maybe he won't. He does. The Meg Charge keeps him alive. Mag on the run. 45 life points. Now they get the kill. The Silencer will take it with a secondary Global Silence. It looks like DK protected himself with his BKB, but Silence down, always want to fly, jumps in. He got 4 inside the hole. Unfortunately for him, there's no follow-up to this. Always want to fly is going to die straight away. The Black Hole is merely just a beautiful thing you can put on the ground. And Phonic right behind Solo. They got him. And that may even be the game. Resolution's BKB again on the cooldown. And they'll come up to the high ground. The bottom lane's also pushing in. This will turn the back to regeneration off in a moment. And Denny just going to focus fire down the tower. Always when a fly comes up to defend with just the Midnight Pulse. And all Na'Vi have to do is just move to the west side of it. And they can beat down the range racks. Denny trying to bring down this tier 3 tower. Still taking some time. While Resolution the front lines. Just getting stunned up. The Meg Charge again. From Always on a Fly helping him out. And now the Lincoln Sphere protects the force. Goes straight into a BKB. And goes up whoever they can find. This will be split racks as Denny is still finishing up the bottom racks at the moment. So 15 minutes in. That's how long it took for a 25,000 advantage to actually be capitalized on. And it'll be full megas. The race is up in still 50 seconds time from now. That's too far away. The Mystic Flare will at least bring down Phonic at the moment. The Mags on the sidelines, FNG towards the front. The Reincarnation brought him back to life again. But the megas are full up. Phonic will just buy back by himself his BTs. This game is GG. They're going in deep. Resolution and Solo won't be able to survive here, or will they? They're back inside the base. Avorst comes in looking for some extra damage. He's pumping out a decent amount too. Don't suicide yourself, Avorst. This game's not fully over yet. If Empire really want to fight, you start diving their fountain. But FNG just stands there with the Blade Mail. He will die now. Poor guy when he has 25 seconds left on his ultimate. But it's GG, well played. And Team Empire lose their second game for the D2CL. And Na'Vi get a much-needed victory. Without this, they could have been facing, well, full elimination. The #1 team from the D2CL group stage will be going directly to DreamHack Bucharest. Where the other team, the other teams, the 2nd to 5th positions, they'll play out in an elimination playoff. That's all it really is. The winners will then go through. There's only, I believe, 3 teams coming out from Europe. So it won't be as easy to advance yourself through. 1 team from the US as well. So that's what's coming your way as far as the D2CL. Of course, next game up shortly. It's our only series of the night, but it's going to be Game 2, Na'Vi vs Team Empire, coming up after this short break.